Journey with me to Gillinor, from Ashdale, a world to explore, in search of the book of 1,000 songs, as we set off from the shore.
So, in the last episode we completed 2 quests that used to be 1, but this wasn't the only time in 2012 where Jagex would rework 1 quest into 2, as 2 months before the Ariane quest double bill, on the 26th of September we got the Ozan quest double bill. These quests would expand on the story considerably and allow us to actually meet one of the most dangerous gods of the Desert Pantheon. And these quests took me 2 hours with more voice-acted cutscenes, so once again I'll do what I can to summarise, complain and poke fun for your entertainment, but don't worry, from the next episode we'll be back on track with the normal format, and hopefully I'll get better at doing this by the time the next voice-acted quest rolls around. The quest starts with the signature hero Ozan calling us over, but he's not just calling a random passerby. Apparently, Xenia has told him about us just like she did with Ariane. I swear, you save one randomer from a cult.
I've got a bit of a situation here and I could use some help.
Noom, an old friend of Ozan's, has gotten mixed up with a gang in Draenor known as the Skulls.
I need someone on the inside. I'm a bit too well known. Noom is holed up in the cellar of this house next to us. Pose as a thug and try to get yourself recruited. Then see what you can find out about Noom.
So we bang on the trapdoor in the house next to him.
What do you want?
Let me in or I'll poke your eyes out.
Yeah, you seem alright. Come on in.
Okay then, that was way too easy.
Welcome to the scullery. I take it you're here to join the Skulls?
Inside we meet Noom, who gives us another personality test, which results in you getting one of 4 gang/mafia related titles.
Okay, final question. A stranger disrespects you in public. What do you do?
Kick them in the hypotheticals. Great answer, let's go with that.
Yes, you make an immediate example of them. Welcome to the Skulls. Do you have any questions about the gang?
So we ask what jobs are currently in the works, and he tells us about a kidnapping plot, and gives us one final test for joining the Skulls, which is work out where their actual HQ is. So we go back outside and tell Ozan what we've learned.
He said he was sticking it to his old employer. Surely he can't mean from back when he was a palace guard in Kharid. What are you up to, Noom? We should wait for him to surface, then follow him. Are you ready to trail Noom back to his HQ? Good, but you'll need to get rid of your follower first.
No, my little vampire kitty blood pouncer thing. They're a vampire, they can be sneaky. Actually, you know what, that's a good point. I never thought of a name for this little guy. How about you give me your suggestions in the comments and I'll pick out a few and do a poll. Or pick the most liked one or something. This is blatantly where I get like 1 comment for it. But anyway. After this, Noom emerges from the underground bar and we somewhat sneakily and stealthily stalk, surreptitiously seeking the Skull's secret sanctuary. Why did I do that?
Ah, Pixera. Tomorrow's dinner will be informant. Your protection money is due tomorrow. Yours too, Yango. I'm beat. Play something good. That's better.
He just went into the old jail.
And you'll never guess what happens when we finally enter that jail. That's right, we're treated to our first gratuitously long cutscene of the quest. Noom and Ozan argue for a little bit, revealing that Ozan was responsible for Noom losing his job before Leela, the daughter of Osman, Kharid's spy master, appears on the scene.
So, you've heard of me. What am I saying? Of course you've heard of me. I'm Ozan.
Yeah, I really don't like this guy.
I know who you are. You are still a smarmy git.
Another argument breaks out, and this time it's between Leela and Ozan.
You have to trust us. I'm loading my bow. Don't shoot. Or you could shoot. but that would ruin my favorite shirt.
Do it.
I will trust you. For now, but only because I need information too. Do not think this makes us friends.
Leela reveals the kidnapping has already happened, the victim, the Prince Ali. So they agree to team up and question Noom and just kind of assume the adventurer is going to torture him. And because I guess we already know that the adventurer is most definitely chaotic neutral, they step forward in a very threatening manner. But we don't actually have to torture him because apparently simply the reminder that prison food isn't actually very good is enough to break him.
How much is your imagination going to feed you when all we give you is bread and water?
Hang on, let's not do anything rash here. A man cannot live off bread alone. I need meat and cheese, ale, fruit, wine, coffee. Oh, gods, no, don't take away my coffee. Okay, I'll talk.
The previously unheard of, unless you did the original version of this quest, Lady Kelly was the mastermind behind the plot, and the handoff to her would be happening shortly on the shoreline to the south of us. We arrive at the perfect time to intervene, because of course we do.
Everybody stop! Hand over the prince now, and I might only kill you a bit.
Not the most convincing demand, little man. Make one wrong move and I'll kill the prince now!
Don't give them what they want.
You're outnumbered and outmatched. You two don't stand a chance.
Make that 3.
How did she hear that? She wasn't even here.
The prince is coming with me. Try to stop us, and he dies.
After being ordered to, the Skulls refuse to attack us because they haven't been paid yet. Which, you know, fair.
You will do as I command.
Let's do this!
Yeah, that didn't take long. The puzzles in these early quests are a lot harder than the actual combat. But anyway, one of the Skulls has dropped a ransom note. Follow the path of the sun into the lion's mouth, the Emir's heart for the prince's life.
That's barbaric! They want the Emir's heart in exchange for his son's life?
Not quite, but, well, we'll get there. Which Leela suggests bringing to her father while she continues tracking the prince and the Lady Kelly. So she gives us her passphrase to prove we're working with her, and
My passphrase is Zomorodnega.
yeah, with my accent, I'm not even going to try and say that. Ozan teleports with us to Lumbridge. We travel through the pass, which you don't have to pay for anymore even before doing this quest. And we get stopped at the palace gates.
But we have urgent business. We must speak with Spymaster Osman immediately.
Oh, you must you? No one is to come in.
It's about the kidnap of Prince Ali.
What's this nonsense?
We just saw him being woman-handled into a boat headed for the desert. And if I'm not mistaken, his kidnappers were wearing blue and gold, the colors of Menaphos.
You're one of those pro-war nuts trying to stir up trouble.
Okay, we got another rude interruption. And normally with this type of lore that actually is relevant to the story, I'd like sprinkle it in when the characters are kind of talking about it, but I never really found any decent parts during these two quests to talk about this, so here's a little bit of extra context. Throughout the early 5th Age, Kharid and Menaphos endured a long and bloody war. And this only came to an end in the last 50 or 60 years when a peace deal was negotiated between the Emir of Kharid and the Pharaoh of Menaphos. It was expected that after this Menaphos would open its gates to the rest of the world, which it hadn't done since, I think, the beginning of the 5th Age. Unfortunately, a plague befell the people of its twin city of Sophanem, so the whole city went under quarantine. The treaty between the two major desert cities so far has been maintained, but it's a relatively tenuous peace. But it's one that has endured to the current day, which brings us to the quest. So, back to the video, I guess.
Go on, tell me some more. Make me arrest you.
Yes, do that. Arrest us.
Lock us up! Take us to your leaders!
Unfortunately, the god doesn't fall for this and doesn't even believe that Ozan is Ozan. So we're gonna have to find another way in. So it's time to do some parkour. Onto the roof of the crafting shop, we start our journey to the palace. And I really wish we had actual rooftop agility in RS3. I mean, maybe not this exact course.
Excuse us!
It's a little convoluted for a standard course, but it works fine for the quests. I found it pretty fun when I wasn't getting fed up of getting locked in place until Ozan caught up on every single obstacle. But like, I loved rooftop agility in old school, and it'd be nice to see a version of it in this game. And they're reworking a lot of skills at the moment, and agility definitely needs some love. Now that it's practically useless. But anyway, we finish on the roof of the bank and Ozan shoots an arrow and rope across the gap to the palace, where it rests into what looks like sandstone brickwork, which I'm sure is super stable and can definitely hold the weight of 2 athletic, fully grown men. Maybe they're magic arrows, I don't know. We shimmy across and arrive at the Emir's window with perfect timing to overhear a conversation between the Emir, his most trusted advisor, the Grand Vizier Hassan, Osman the spy master and Leela's father, and Jabari, an ambassador from Menaphos.
Be careful with your accusations, spy master. The Pharaoh sent me here as an envoy of peace. Menaphos is not in the business of kidnapping.
No, it's just warmongering and slavery these days, isn't it? Enough, gentlemen, please keep your tongues civil in the Emir's presence.
It is all right, Hassan. I would hear this plainly. The peace must be maintained. But my answer is no, Ambassador. No Menaphite will ever sit on Al-Kharid's throne, even if only as custodian. You would leave your city leaderless? I am not dead yet, Jabari. Very well, wise one. I shall take it back to my Pharaoh. Hassan, please see our guest out.
As this goes on, we learn about the Kharid, a gemstone that is sacred to the Emir and the one price he will not pay to return his son. So the next plan is to steal it, because Ozan knows better apparently. We drop through a conveniently open skylight into the royal treasury. Ozan knows that the heart of the desert is locked in the display at the south end of the room, but doesn't know how to retrieve it. And we find the note in the chest that literally tells you how to solve the puzzle, with a story of the god Het interacting with an Emir of old. The thief protested, but to prove his accusation, the Emir sliced open the thief's belly and out poured the demon. Fucking hell! Brutal. Balance the weights on the balance thing to find the heavyweight. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Put the heavyweight on the display thing. Take the diamond. Alarm. Shit.
Someone's in the boat. Guard, get this door open.
Quick! We have to get to the roof before... They cut the rope!
Osman enters and we have a quick little conversation with him, trying to prove we're there for the right reasons, which of course Osman doesn't believe, so... After a lot of unnecessary rhetoric, we finally give him the passphrase, which we, probably should have just fucking led with.
It's true she would only freely give such information to an ally, and only in dire circumstances. Very well. If you can tell me my daughter's passphrase, I'll be more inclined to believe you.
And I'm still not gonna say it.
Okay, let's for a moment say I believe you. Why did Leela not return with you?
She pretty much ordered us here to get some aid.
That certainly sounds like her. But you must know my orders mean I cannot allow you to leave with the diamonds. Now follow me. You can tell your little tale to the Emir.
So we do just that, but the Emir still refuses to budge on the whole don't use the Kharid to save his son thing. At which point, Ozan gets very worked up.
You said yourself it is just a diamond!
The Emir's word is law.
No!
Ozan, mate, maybe we should just go.
We're not leaving until we convinced you! How can you be so callous?
Do not presume to judge me, child. I love my son. I also love my people, and they must come first. If, as you say, you wish to save my son, then I beg you to do so. But you are not taking My heart.
Hassan, do something. There is nothing to be done. The Emir has passed. If Menaphos hears of this before the prince's return, we are lost.
After that tragic scene, we're told that we aren't going to be held accountable for the Emir's death, nor are we to be punished for breaking into the treasury, and Ozan's previous crimes have been forgiven, and he is free to return to the city properly.
And as for your part in this, the city of Al-Kharid rewards you.
Osman then asks us for our help once more in dealing with the kidnappers. So I had a break after recording this quest to go and work on the first 2 episodes, and by the time I came back there was a new UI and a graphical overhaul of the free-to-play areas, which, and I mean I've seen a very mixed reception online to these changes, particularly the UI, but personally, I love it. I love all of it. It makes the game feel a lot more connected to its roots in a lot of ways. But it's time to grab Ozan from outside the palace and prepare for yet another cutscene where Osman tells us that the Path of the Sun mentioned in the ransom note is linked to the Kharid somehow, before revealing that we hadn't actually stolen the real Kharid.
By getting you to follow this path of the sun, the kidnappers ensure that they are delivered the real diamond. There is no way to even find Prince Ali without taking the Kharid, let alone rescue him. I shall not dishonor myself or the Emir's memory by disobeying his last order.
Well, it certainly sounds like that's what you're about to do. First, he heavily implies that the real diamond is in fact inside the heavyweight from earlier, which, yeah, remember that bit about cutting open the heaviest thief? It was right there. And sure enough, he agrees to turn a blind eye to us stealing the real Kharid in order to rescue the prince. So we grab the weight without needing to weigh it on the scales again. Parrot dive off the bank's roof.
This is going to be fun. Can we go again?
And head towards Shanti Pass, where the border of the true desert lies far from the oasis of Het, where the heat is so extreme we will need to carry water skins to prevent death from dehydration. To prevent death from dehydration in the heat of the pounding sun. That bit was harder to say than the fucking stealthily stupid bit.
Where are you taking me?
Excuse me? We're not taking you anywhere. Me and my friend here are heading into the desert.
I do not wish to go there. I'm scared.
Like I just said, we're the ones going?
Please take me back home.
Right, I think you've had too much sun, Effendi.
Oh, hello, Effendi. I'm sorry I did not see you there. Are you heading into the desert?
After this strange interaction, Shanti provides us with some free water skins. We get another cutscene where the adventurer and Ozan discuss the weirdness, and we venture into the desert to be greeted by, you guessed it, another fucking cutscene.
Let's crack open that fat little ambassador and see what we've won. Hello, beautiful!
The diamond screeches from being opened, and a pedestal with a carving of the face of the god Het rises from the sand.
Well, that's new.
Spin the gnome on round to the picture of Het, and a light pops out, giving us the first part of the Path of the Sun, which leads us to another pedestal and another cutscene.
Why won't you take me back home?
What? That's not a very bandity thing to say.
Take me back to the palace.
Oh my gods. It's the diamond. The Kharid is talking to us through him.
Take me back, or you will die.
We'll see about that.
Who are these two? Kill them.
This is way too... Oh shit, Ozan, are you okay? Not much of a world-class adventurer losing half your HP to some level 2s. Ozan realises the Kharid is trying to kill us and the adventurer starts to get cold feet.
And leave the prince to die? If we don't rescue the prince, Menaphos will start up the war again. How many innocent people will die then?
Well, when you put it like that, we should continue on. One of the bandits dropped the sundial gnomon, so we reattach and spin it round to the symbol of Ap Meekin.
That's 2. Looks like the next one is northwest of here.
The third sundial appears to have been swallowed up by the desert, and after the diamond lets out another screech, we soon will be 2.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Hang on, it's more of a sinking feeling. Quicksand! Quicksand's not that dangerous, if you know how to escape.
Just get your legs up and lay flat. Make yourself buoyant. It's not working.
Why isn't it working? This isn't how quicksand works! Not real quicksand!
And why would it be real quicksand? There's clearly some magic involved here. Ozan, are you sure you're a world-famous adventurer? Or is this more of a Gilderoy Lockhart kind of situation?
My books wouldn't have sold half as well if people didn't think I'd done all those things.
You can try any of these options. None of them will work, but they will lead to more dialogue with Ozan, which again I skipped. Instead, just accepting our fate by selecting Do Nothing 4 times.
Nothing's working. We can't get out! This can't be how it ends! Leela, she'll never know that I...
You fall through the quicksand into a small cavern. As you fall, the Kharid falls out of your backpack. It screeches again. So we've got to find the gnomon again, but every time we enter a passage we get turned around in the darkness, arriving back in the chamber.
What am I sitting on? Oh, hey! Over here! I, found that missing sundial piece. I absolutely wasn't just sitting on it. Honest!
Is there anything you can do?
We align the sundial with Krondis, illuminating the tunnel.
We'll just have to hope it leads us to the diamond. Don't go so fast. My leg still hurts. Just need to walk it off. I'll be fine. It's totally not just numb from sitting on that sundial piece for so long. Shh. Can you hear that? What is that noise? And that smell! Oh! I think it's getting darker too. Looks bad, sounds bad, smells worse. But we need that blasted diamond back! I can just make out a tunnel ahead. Oh, I can't see a thing.
Okay, let's just pretend that's not there. That's better.
With that noise and that smell, I'm almost glad. Aye! My shin! Oh, what did I just step in? Hang on. I think I can feel a torch. That's definitely not a torch. Sorry about that.
Okay, what are they implying that he just grabbed?
Ah, but that is... dung calphites. Why did it have to be dung calphites? Any one of these calphites could be rolling the diamond around. It's a needle in a haystack. Well, a diamond in some, yeah.
The adventurer realises they can hear the diamond trilling somewhere in the calphite nursery. So now we've got to cut into the dung balls to find the diamond, which my dumbass instantly tried to do with my bare hands. But thankfully, there's a bronze scimitar near the entrance. You've got to slice through 3 empty ones before the sparkling balls will begin to appear along with a minor twinkling sound. You've then got to cut open another 3, giving us a sapphire, emerald and ruby, before we finally find the diamond. A cutscene plays because of course it does, and Leela drops down a rope from above, allowing us to escape. Walk over to the sundial, another cutscene. I've spent 2 hours recording these quests, and I swear there's only like 20 minutes of actual fucking gameplay in the whole thing. I mean, I can't argue that the story is at least interesting though. This one is literally just Leela, the adventurer, and Ozan catching up on what's happened since we left her in Draenor. Scarbarus sundial points to Scarbarus.
That's the last of them. It's pointing southwest.
and we run over to the ruins of a temple to Amascut the Devourer, where we find Lady Kelly waiting with the prince and her 2 henchmen. They argue over the diamond for a few minutes before the diamond chimes in, begging us not to hand it over, before Lady Kelly uses whatever power she displayed earlier to force the adventurer into passing it to her.
Finally, after all these centuries, it's mine.
Centuries?
In some ways, I've been after this heart since the day I was born. And now that I hold it in my hands, it's so small, so hard, so cold. That explains so much.
Hey, Kelly, quit with the crazy. Just give us the prince.
Crazy! You dare call me crazy! I am beautiful! I am powerful! I'll pop your limbs from their sockets! I'll strip the flesh from your bones! I'll devour your soul! I'm not crazy! I am a goddess! I am a mascot!
A mascot?
Okay. Oh man. I didn't want to poke any fun at any of the voice acting in this, but fucking hell. I mean, it's still better than anything I could manage, to be fair. And the mascot sends her thugs after us. Some quipping happens, and then we get what could realistically be called a boss fight with Apep and Heru. They do have mechanics. Our damage is capped at 50, so it takes a little longer than it should, but they really don't hit even through just tier 1 armor. And I didn't even get to see Heru's blinding ability because he died too quickly. We free the prince.
Thank you, my friends. You should not have given her the Kharid Ib. I cannot believe my father would have allowed it.
Tell him the unfortunate news and prepare to head back to Al-Kharid.
You 3 should definitely do that. It's been an honor rescuing the prince with you, my friends.
We would not have got this far without you.
That's probably the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Leela. But I cannot return to Al-Kharid until I've reclaimed that diamond. Somehow. From a goddess hell-bent on destruction. A 100% crazy, perpetually angry, scarily vengeful, bona fide goddess.
Leela begins arguing with her father over Ozan's inability to return to the city, before returning to her post in Draenor. Meanwhile, deep in the Caridian desert.
What message does the Emir have for me?
None anymore, my lady. My mission was a success. A tiny dose of poison in the Emir's nightly incense did the trick.
Excellent. I may need your skills as an ambassador again in the future.
Did you get the heart, my lady?
I almost didn't. That beetle-brained fool Scabarras almost ruined things, but he's poked his head out of the sand now. I'll deal with him soon enough, and then nothing will stand in my way. Return to Menaphos. Attend the Pharaoh. I have business here.
You have shown yourself to be a most efficient agent, and for that you must be rewarded. Indeed, I may have more work in future for someone with your ability.
And the reward from this one actually gave me 5 agility, which means I can now surge about to traverse the world a little quicker. Well, when I actually remember to anyway. But that's all for this episode. Next we have Ernest the Chicken and some other small quests that have had few, if any, changes made to them, and I don't need to worry about voice acting again until Druidic Ritual. Like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully I'll be better then. I hope this one came out alright. Peace.